Yes.
I pressed it on my end too.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we're going to try to ensure that GoToWebinar cooperates with us today. All right. Well, welcome to the Business Blast Off Business Coaching for Today's World webinar. And this webinar is really basically we decided to do this based around all the questions and interests that we were having. We did kind of a soft launch of this business coaching program just a few days ago, and the response has just been really amazing. And we wanted to one, share with you what it's all about because there's been, like I said, so many questions about it, and two, hopefully make an offer you can't refuse simply because you're here and joining us on this webinar today. We want to honor that, and if you'll hang out and give us a few minutes to make our case and why we know we can help you, then I don't think you're going to be sorry. So again, welcome to today's webinar. We're so excited to have you here. We've got people from all over. Dawn was going through the list earlier. It's amazing the connection and reach that social media gives us. Able to reach out to so many new and interesting people. But the Business Blast Off program is basically just a basic core step-by-step system to building and promoting and growing a business in today's social world. So it is business foundation based, but it is also going to have a very distinct social media punch to it, because social media is obviously a huge piece of the marketing value today. We do live in a connected world, and social media is really where we are. It's even more of a connected, it's not so much just connected world, it is a connected marketplace. And the consumer has so much more say today, and knowing how to operate and utilize social media is an incredible value-based opportunity for you guys. So I want to give you just a little, I want to introduce myself a little bit, share a little bit of my experiences with you, because sometimes people think, well, geez, you know, she's built out this big business and, you know, she has no clue where we've been or where we are. And I really just want to say that, trust me, I haven't forgot where I started, and I'm going to give you a little insight into where I was when I started over 20 years ago. My name is Kim Garst, and I started my first online business when my oldest son was born. And I say I started that business, I started with a concept of I wanted to own a business. My basic thing was we went from 2 incomes to 1, and I wanted to make enough money to pay the car payment. I mean, it was that simple. It was that would have made a big, big difference in our life at that point in time, and that was my goal. So, but it took me forever. There were no resources like there are today. You know, there's no coaches. There's no I mean, literally, it was a no man's land back then, and I struggled. To say I struggled is probably the understatement of the year. It took me 5 years to make my first $60, and we had gotten to the point of we'd borrowed from Peter to pay Paul so many times that literally we had no more money no more room on our credit cards. We were just totally maxed out. And you know, I actually, my husband was in the military at the time, and he had a business travel card that, you know, was issued to him through the military. And I had promised that I would never use this credit card. And ultimately, I knew I had to buy this software in order to continue building out my business, because when I started, it was graphic design, websites, and things of that nature. That was my business model. And so I knew we had no room on any of our credit cards. I was like, I've got to make this work. I took a chance, and I used that credit card. I mean, that's how I was at mass desperation stage at that point. And desperation breeds a lot of things in people. Sometimes it'll make you give up, and sometimes it'll make you dig in and know you got to do it. And for me, it was the latter. I knew I had 30 days to pay off that credit card before my husband found out. So that's my basic story of how I started and how I struggled. I couldn't even cut and paste when I started. So to say that yes, I went on and built a seven-figure business and I've done so several times since. But the reality of it is I know where many people are when they first get started. It is so hard. And when you don't have somebody to help you shorten the learning curve, it just makes it even tougher. So I wanted to share that with you, and I also wanted to introduce you to several of the other coaches that are involved in this program, because we all started somewhere. We all started, and we all have various stages of business experience and backgrounds that I think are going to be immensely valuable to anyone who decides that this is going to be their way of blasting their business off in 2013. So without saying any more, I'd like to introduce to you Charlotte. Charlotte, are you on the line?
Here, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Hey.
Okay. Hi, I just got home.
Muted.
Meeting in Orlando just the past couple of days. So yeah, Charlotte just got home from Orlando this morning. Well, so did I, for that matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm a
Muted.
12 children. They're ages 7 to 30 now, and I've been a stay-home mom. Just doing the mom thing for many years. And about 3.5 years ago is when I put up my first website and totally learned from the ground up, taught myself WordPress and a theme and all those things. And I was actually kind of surprised at how quickly I was able to build a full-time income on part-time hours. And so I studied and learned everything I could get my hands on about business and online programs, all the different things. And so that's become a passion of mine. I love to help people with their own businesses online. In fact, on the plane on the way home, I sat next to a guy who has a sound business, and we started talking about social media and all the ways he could use that to help his business. And so I told him, "Can you tell I'm excited about this?" And he was sitting there going, "Yeah, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I could do that." So I love doing that. And so that's why I'm so excited to have the honor of working in this program to help people. So that's where I'm at.
We're all in the same boat that, we really are doing this because we see such a huge need for core foundational structure in people's businesses. So many people fail because they don't have the direction they need to really get the passions that they build their business around off the ground. And so that is a huge component of why we have done this, and ultimately why we want to see this success. And we know we can help because we've been there on all levels. And with Terry, are you on the line? I want to introduce you to Terry.
Yes, I sure am. Hey, Kim, and hey, everybody. Thanks for spending some time with us. A little bit about me. I'm a very successful serial entrepreneur.
Muted.
That being said, I am not Mr. Big Shot. I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I started out with a pick and shovel in my hands at 13 years old, working for my father's construction company. And every summer, I'd get out of school, he'd give me one day, and then I'd be out with a pick and shovel digging ditches. And so I learned very early two things. One, the value of hard work. Hard work, you can outwork. There's smarter people than you. There may be luckier people than you, but the one thing you can control is how hard you work. And then I also learned that the guy that makes all the money is not the guy with the pick and the shovel in his hands. It's the guy who is the boss who owns the company, with the guy with the pick and the shovel in his hands. So I'm telling you, I know there's a lot of people on the line right now who are on the wrong side of the pick and the shovel. And I can tell you this, it does not take you going back to college. It does not take you getting an MBA. It does not take you getting lucky. It does not take you mortgaging your house and running up debt to be a successful business person. So that's kind of where I started. Then I went from there to West Point. The least military guy you probably ever would expect. California, long blonde hair, off to West Point, and learned two things there. Discipline trumps just about everything besides hard work, and then also the Army wasn't the right place for me. So, but at the ripe old age of 24 years old, I knew that I could outwork people and that I had the discipline to be successful in business. So then I went to work for a compliance consulting firm in the automotive industry doing safety and OSHA stuff, and you go, oh, what can you do with that? Well, I ended up becoming the CEO. I ended up becoming the half owner of the company. I ended up taking that company national, and I ended up selling that company several years later for well into the 8 figures. So I had met one of my early dreams, which was to retire by the age of 40, because I did that at 39. And then I realized that, you know what, I wasn't really just passionate about making money. I was passionate about helping people, and I was passionate about building businesses. So I went back and got my MBA. Now I am, like I said, a serial entrepreneur. I sit on the boards of directors of 5 national companies. I co-own 4 national companies, and you know, I can tell you the names: KPA, TK Car Sites, Hotlink HR, and Boom Social, and every one of those is successful. The top 3 are 2 8 figures and 1 9-figure company, a company that's worth more than $100 million. I can tell you that Boom Social, which I started with Kim back in August, is already well into the 7 figures, a market value well into the 7 figures. But that's braggery. That's not what we're about. What I'm also telling you here to say is that being successful in business is not getting lucky, and it is hard work, and it is discipline. It's things like time management that make the difference, and it doesn't matter where you are right now. You can still get there. It's not too late. If you're 40, 50, 60 years old, it's not too late. But the key is you can't do it yourself. I mean, if you've been thinking about doing it for 20 years and you're like, well, if I just get this right and I just get that right and I just get this right, then I can do it. That's not going to work. You need to have somebody who shows and takes you through the process of doing it. So being a successful business owner is not luck. It's not winning the lottery. It's a formula, and we know the formula, and we're going to share that with you. And all you have to decide, you don't have to build a big business. You don't have to retire by 40. Your goal may be to have 12 children and have enough time to still be a successful entrepreneur. So that's why when I get asked a list of people who I respect who are successful entrepreneurs, I don't pull out Mark Cuban and Zuckerberg and those guys. I pull out people like Charlotte, who have raised 12 children and still been very successful in business. So what I'm going to bring and what Charlotte's going to bring and what Kim is going to bring to this program is the formula. And we're going to structure it, and you're going to get it in bite-sized pieces, and we will be successful because we have a 20-year history of doing that, all 3 of us. So that's me.
Unmuted.
Awesome. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Terry. I want to share with you basically what this is all about and how it works, because that's really the biggest questions that we have had is exactly what does it include and what are the pieces and how does it impact you on a personal level and you and your business. So basically twice a month we're going to have digital training videos that will give you strategy and step-by-step steps, tactics to implement to build out your business. And they're going to be topics that are going to be, where I'm going to run through a list of some of the topics. This is just scraping the surface of what we have planned. But I want you to I want to paint the picture of some of the things that you guys are going to see throughout the course of this year. It is a year program, and we're going to, like I said, we're going to divide these topics up into increments that you can not only absorb and learn, but you can implement, because it does no good to have a lot of knowledge in around anything if you do not take action on it. That's probably the #1 problem when it comes to owning your own business, is actually taking the action. Once you know what it is you have to do, you have to implement. And Terry said something very important. It is work to build out a business, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. I mean, Charlotte has 12 children. If anybody didn't catch that, yes, she has 12 children, and she has still built a successful business on a part-time basis. So when we're talking, you know, we've built out, you know, 7-figure businesses, 8-figure businesses. That doesn't have to be the vision you have for your business. When I started, my vision was literally $200 a month to pay my car payment. So, you know, don't be overwhelmed by, you know, thinking that this has to be a massive business. If you want to build a massive business, then that is great. But you have to start at the core basics, and you have to build up to that. You just can't start there and say, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to have a 9-figure business at the end of this year. It usually doesn't happen quite that way. So we want to give you the levels, the layers that you have, that you can ultimately build out that huge business if that's what you want. But if you would like to just make a difference in your family's financial future now, then that's an even more attainable goal short term. Like I said, once a month you'll get the videos. You'll also have access to a coaching call where one of us, or sometimes in all, depending on the questions that and the specialties that we have individually, we may all be on the call. But we want to give you access to us so you can ask those questions, and as it relates to your business specifically. Because, you know, we're going to be imparting information to you, but how does that, sometimes it's a struggle for you to see how it all ties into your business. We want to take that piece out. We want you to have access to us so you know how that is going to impact your business and how you can implement that in your business. And, you know, those calls are going to be recorded. They'll be available in the back office. We're going to have a membership area. You'll be able to listen to them online, download them to your iPod, your iPad. The transcripts will be there as well. It'll take a little bit longer to get those transcribed, but we're going to make sure that those are there for those who, you know, like to print them off and write in them. I'm real big on that technique myself. I love to be able to print things off and make my own notes. So those are formats that you'll have. We are also going to make available at the beginning of every month an accountability report. The accountability piece of this is going to be huge. Again, you know, we have the best of intentions sometimes in our businesses, but if we don't, you know, don't have somebody to kind of partner with, then we let things slip. You know, we say, oh, well, you know, it's kind of like when we commit to a diet or an exercise program. Usually if you commit to an exercise program and you have somebody to do it with, you're more likely to actually do it. Kind of the same thing. We want to be an accountability partner for you. And so at the beginning of every month, we're going to present you an accountability report, and then in week 4, you will turn that in essentially. And if there's things on the list that you didn't quite get done, no worries, but next month we're going to say, okay, you know, these were the things that were left off on last month. You know, we're going to hold your feet to the fire. And I think this will make a huge difference in your business. It does almost every time when somebody knows that somebody else is paying attention to what they're doing. And then you're also going to have exclusive access to an online library, and we're really building this out. We've got big plans around, you know, giving you guys a lot of content that's going to help you. You know, business plans, copywriting, team building, list building, you know, legal issues. You know, we're really building this piece out and hope to have a massive library for you guys to tap into that's all business related. We will also have a private blast-off community where you're going to have not only access to us as the coaches, but access to each other. I mean, networking is such an amazing value-added piece to any business owner, and that community that you'll build out with your other fellow blast-off members is going to be an incredible value to you. So you'll be able to ask questions in there, questions that are specific to your business. So, you know, we're not going to be one of these, we're not an environment that says, oh, geez, you can't ask that question because, you know, you didn't pay for that. Or no, that is not the environment you will find here. We are very open. We want your success probably more than you want it. I mean, This is the vision that we have. This is part of my dream. I know how hard I struggled. I know the countless hours that I struggled, and if somebody had just taken the time, or if I had had somebody to take the time to teach me what it took me years in some cases to teach myself, it would have made a tremendous difference in how fast I reached any of my goals, financial goals or business goals. It would have made a tremendous difference. So I know that what I know what Terry knows, I know what Charlotte knows, is going to make a huge difference in your business and your success rate. So that's what we're all about here. We are about passing on our knowledge to you guys so that you can be successful. Yeah, that you won't have that countless hours in front of the computer trying to figure out how to cut and paste. But let me give you a sneak peek on what you can expect. One of the biggest problems for all of us, and I say all of us, and I'm including all of the coaches even on this call, is how to solve time management issues. I mean, we only have so much time in the day. And time management is a critical element of any business owner. So it's going to be a focal point out the gate. How to identify your ideal client, target market, and your niche. So many people think those terms are the same, basically, and they are not. Those terms actually have very different connotations, and we're going to talk about what they are and how you really nail this down, because this is the core piece of your business. I see so many people every day who don't have this, I mean, they've been in business for years and they don't know. They couldn't tell you what their ideal client looks like. So we're going to help you figure that piece out. Accurately predict who will buy and what they're going to buy. It doesn't do you any good to put something out there if they're not buying, and they won't buy. So we're going to show you how you find that out. What will people buy, and will they buy what you're selling? Positioning, pricing, planning for profits. Again, this is all about the big picture and how you position yourself, how you price out your products, and ultimately, what is the plan? Are you going to make $50,000 a year? Or are you going to make $100,000 a year? What is that profit plan? And then how are you going to get there? And then how we build multiple income streams. This is a big pet peeve for me. So, or not a pet peeve, it's a obsession. Yeah, that's a better word. I think Terry would agree with that. It's an obsession. I am big on building out multiple income streams. And so we're going to talk about that, how you do that, and what some opportunities are for each of you and your businesses to build those out. Creating a brand that sells for you. This is going to be huge. This is also one of my big focal points is, looking good. Online today, we have to look good. So creating a brand that's going to sell your business for you. How you understand your end user, that consumer, your ideal client. We want to share with you how you read their minds, how you know in advance what their pain points are, and how you bring the solution to their problem. And how to create sales systems that boost your business. This is another critical element that so many people struggle with, is the systems of their business. So we're going to be talking about those types of things. Social media is going to be a big piece of every month. So every month we are going to tie in elements of core basic business strategy as it relates to social media tools, resources, how you do it, those types of things. Massively increase your list. You've probably heard people say, well, your business, the long-term life of your business is your list. So true. I do believe that there's a lot of truth in that. So we're going to talk about how you build out your list using not only social media strategies, but basic online marketing strategies as well. And again, this is just a tip of the iceberg of what we have planned for the year. But this gives you a kind of a sneak peek, because these are big critical elements for so many people and struggles for so many people that we wanted to definitely show you what we have planned. And then we have some bonuses. You will obviously receive 20% off of all social media products and courses that we have. You will also receive free attendance to our Business Blast Off Intensive, and that's going to be in May. We have it in Orlando right now. We're struggling a little bit with the location, so it may be in Tampa, but it's definitely going to be in Florida. That'll be free for anybody who is a member of the Business Blast Off coaching program. And then you will also get a free membership to what we call the You Can Do Social Media Inner Circle. And this inner circle is a tremendous added value to anybody's business that is online today. Basically what it is it's a super fan club for your business. I mean, can you imagine if you have 100 or 150, 200 people who are, sharing your business on a routine basis? I mean, that's pretty valuable. I would assume everybody would agree with that. But it's a private Facebook community where you'll have contact with all of us as coaches. You'll also have contact with other members similar to the individual Business Blast Off community that you have. So you'll have access to that. You will also have access to this social media inner circle. We do weekly videos around targeted social media topics in there. We focus on challenge events daily so that we stretch your comfort level a little bit and develop good social media habits, primarily authentic social media habits. I'm really big on helping people to connect in an authentic, be you way. And then we have daily Share the Love events to build fans, followers, connections, SEO value, link backs. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Basically, we have theme days, topic days. Pinterest Monday, Twitter Tuesday, Blog Wednesday, Facebook Friday. So, on Twitter Tuesday, for example, can you imagine if you had, 100, 200 people tweeting your content? Does that sound intriguing to anyone? What about Blog Wednesday, when you post your blog post for the week and you have, that many people coming to your blog, reading your blog, and commenting on it? Does that sound valuable to anybody? The daily Share the Love events are incredibly huge. It will teach you some great core basic social media strategies, and you'll build out amazing connections in this group. We have an incredible community already built out there. You are going to love it. And then I want to share just a couple of stories. There's several of these. I mean, we have story after story, honestly. But picking out ones that I thought would resonate with you. Pauline, for example, when she was able to cover her house payment by the third month, and she calls me up and is so excited that, she was able to pay her mortgage payment. That was priceless for me. I mean, I love that I had an impact in helping her get to that point. And because I remember how that was. That is not a good place to find yourself. And to know, one, it's great to cover the house payment, but to know that you did it, that you have a business that is producing income is an amazing, just a self-worth feeling. It's so hard to even, put a price tag on something like that. And then we have Liz Manus. She tripled her business in a week. Amazing stories. These are just two that I wanted to share with you, but, just incredible stories. Just to share one that happened today. We have a client in our Igniter group, and she turned her employer into her first paid client. Basically, she took the same amount of money that he's making her, and was paying her. She's taking her job home, and she's not working 8 hours a day doing the job any longer. An amazing, amazing story. So we're just so excited for her. So many things. I mean, we have story after story we could share with you on just making a difference. So if you're ready to launch your business, or you may be, you may have a brand new business and you're ready to really just make it take off, or you may need to relaunch your business. It's not going where you want it. It's not, it's not growing. It's kind of stagnant. You need some help. You need some direction. Then you're in the right place, because we're here to help you. We do have price points on this, and I wanted to share with you that the regular normal price points are going to be a monthly membership of $395, and then if you want to save over $100, it's like $575, I think. It's $4,165. But I promised you at the very beginning, if you were on this webinar today, that we were going to make you an amazing offer, and that's what I want to do. I feel so strongly that I'm not, just so you know, if anybody knows me and knows has ever been on a webinar of mine, you know I never, ever pitch. I never tell people that, you know, oh yeah, we've got this great deal. This makes me uncomfortable, but I know that what we have is going to be incredibly life-changing for you guys. So that's why we put this webinar together, and that's why I'm getting ready to make this offer. It's not about the money for us. It's about making sure that we make an impact with the knowledge that we have. We know we can help. And so the offer today is going to be ridiculous. I think I'm so excited about being able to even share this with you. It's a one-time offer. It's going to expire tomorrow at midnight. The page will be taken down. The website is going to be kimgars.com/blastoff/special-offer. So make sure you write that down, and if you're interested at all and you think we're a fit for you, I will say this. If you are struggling in your business, it doesn't matter if it's us or someone else. Get a coach. Please do, because I'm telling you, if I had just done that, it would have made a world of difference in my life so much sooner than me just picking and hunting and pecking and trying to figure it out on my own. So if it's not us, that's okay. But if it's just find somebody that you feel can help you, and take that step. Invest in yourself, because it will make a difference. I can promise you it will make a difference if you just take that leap of faith, know you're worth it, and step out and get some help, because you have big things in you.
Yeah, Kim, and I just to add a couple of things here that, you know, because we assume that people know us, and maybe not everybody on the call knows us. So a little bit more about Boom Social. You know, people think of Kim in the social media business for good reason. We're one of the top social media marketing companies in the world. Just last week, Social Media Examiner ranked us #2 in the world in blogging, ahead of people that are household names in the business. And I won't start listing those. Forbes has us at #24 in the world. Blogpreneur has us at #11. So we know social media really well. So there's no business out there where social media can't help. So and we have clients that we do social media services for that we charge 6 figures, as in over $100,000 a year for. So one of the added benefits is that if you wanted to know, you wanted to take your business into the social media world, this is Business Blast-Off coaching for today's social world. The social world part is we're one of the top social media marketing companies in the world, so we're going to help you do that. The second thing is we're not new to coaching. We have had an Igniter program, which quite frankly costs many times more than this program. And we've had tremendous results. The program's been around for almost a year, and we've changed people's lives in that. So over the last year, we've had people ask us, hey, we can't afford that. We can't afford, $17,000 a year, or $17,500. That's what our program costs. Can you do something for us? So what we're saying is, yes, this is what we've put together. We started working on this several months ago. So people ask me, well, what do I need? One, you need passion and drive. Well, do I need ability? Well, if you have passion and drive, we have the skill set, or we can help you learn the skill set. We can provide you with the ability, and quite frankly, you need support. You can't do this alone. The life of a business owner, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Sometimes you feel lost and you just need somebody to talk to. How do I get this thing moving again? But what I can tell you is we've built this thing. We've spent months on this. We know the formula. The train is on the tracks, and it leaves on February 4th. So the only thing you have to ask yourself is if you're going to get on it or not. And in 12 months, I promise you, people in this group, we will change many people's lives. and you just have to decide if that's if you want to be one of those. So anyway, that's it for me, Kim.
Thank you, Terry. A great summation, because you're right. We do assume people know us, and definitely a great way to, kind of highlight what we do outside of just the coaching. And I want to finish this off with just successful people take big risks, knowing that they might fall hard. You are going to fail from time to time. That's the only way you learn. But shortening your learning curve with people who've been there is it makes the world a difference. But you won't succeed if you don't dream and if you don't take the chance. So I hope that something we've said today has been helpful, and we definitely want to open up the lines and answer any questions if you have any. So Dawn will, do we have any questions, Dawn?
Do we have Dawn?
I know, I'm beginning to wonder.
Hold on a second.
Okay, I'm here now. I'm here now. My sound went out, so I couldn't hear you guys.
Okay. Yeah. So we want to know if there's any if we have any questions we can answer for anybody. And feel free, just type them in the chat. I'll call them, and we'll take them as they come.
All right. Let's see. People were questioning about the website, but it looks like that is all cleared up. Thank you for the webinar. This offer doesn't seem to be any different today than it was the other day. Is there a different page? The other day it is normally $395, not $345. Does that help, Laura?
Correct, and there's a tremendous savings on the yearly. If you want to jump in on the yearly and know that this is the right place for you to be, then there's a huge savings on the yearly today.
Yeah, and I can tell you this is not some marketing ploy. The price will never be $345 again.
Correct.
After tomorrow night. So this is just a kind of an introductory special we're having.
Tamala, it was great to meet you yesterday, but Tamala is asking, wondering how it all would apply for the growing web design company, not just starting, but in a growth spurt and ready to implement proper systems, outsourcing, and etc.
Ooh, that sounds like our favorite thing, right, Terry?
Oh, do I get first crack at this?
You get it. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I've built big companies. So the biggest company had 4,000 clients. We had 200, we had lots of engineers, and we did quarterly visits, and we did multiple tasks. Long and short of it, there were 200,000 things to be able to manage. So you need to be able to scale a system to be able to do that. So scaling is very, very important. You have to know how to plan your resources. You have to hire resources ahead of the need, but not too early, because that's very costly. So this program right here, Business Blastoff, we're not all assuming that everybody in the business is starting on day one. That's not it. So it's not a program where you go, okay, well, gosh, I've already done all this for 4 months. I can just not pay attention until they get to my part. No. There's applications at every level of business from day one. For instance, time management. You never do it well enough. So time management might be for the stay-at-home mom, 12 children. How do you create some time to work on your business? For a bigger company, it might be how do you create time for your executives to work on vision and strategy and not just manage the inbox. So the lessons apply across the whole spectrum is kind of my point.
Totally agree.
Okay. Do you have any other levels of coaching if we cannot afford this one?
The basic levels that we have currently are the You Can Do Inner Circle, which is $97 a month, and that is the core program that is included in this. So if you come into this program, you get that for free. We have this program, which we're just implementing, and then we have our Igniter group, which is substantially more. So that's where we spend one-on-one time with people and, really dig in. But that's those are the 3 levels that we have at this point in time.
Okay. Is this for small specialty retail stores? That comes from Debbie Falls.
Yes, it's going to be for basically any type of business. We currently have a client that has a brick and mortar jewelry business, in fact. And we've been working with her to, build her presence, and her social media in particular is just totally rocking. So I think our skill set can be applied to any business. Things that you're going to learn in this course are going to be applicable to any business and at various stages of your business. That's the problem that I see so many, is that they don't have this core foundation. They may even have a business that's somewhat successful, but they don't understand the basic core knowledge that would help them to grow and or scale their business on so many other levels. Just off the top of my head, your ideal client. So many people can't, if you ask that question, they cannot answer that question. So, just different levels of where you are in your business. We've kind of structured this to where it's going to be things that every business owner will have it will apply. I think, Terry, you want to touch on that a little bit more?
I really do. I'm a big example, guys. So let's take forecasting. People think that, that you need a chief financial officer and that it's really complicated and you need special software and all that to forecast where your business is going to go, how it's going to grow, where it's going to grow, and it's not true. It's not true. I can tell you, I sit on the board of a company with a $100 million budget, and I also work with igniters who were trying to make $100,000 a year. And it's the exact same formula. There's just more zeros in it. But the value of being able to forecast is not to say, well, look, I got a fancy spreadsheet. It's because forecasting helps you know if you're succeeding or not. Because big business owners, they just kind of go along and they go, well, I feel like I'm doing okay, but I don't really know. Well, if you define what doing okay is in advance, and now you have something to track your results against. So one of the skills that's just incredible to learn is forecasting. That works for small retail businesses, and it works for Microsoft.
Okay. If you pay by the month, are you committed to the entire year? What if you have to drop out between the beginning and the end?
Well, the nice part about how we've structured this program is that it is segmented. So if you jump in 1 month, or maybe you do 3 months, for example, of the program, and you decide that finances or whatever aren't there, you can come back at any point and pick up where you left off, because the content is segmented. It's going to be month 1, month 2. People can come in at any point in time, in other words. We wanted that flexibility not only for us, but for the end user, because so many people, there may be people 6 months down the road that might find us that wouldn't be able to take advantage of this opportunity until we open it up again. And we don't want that to be the case. We are going to run this and open it, keep it open, and people can come in at any point and leave at any point that they want to.
And can I take one different angle at this?
Absolutely.
Here's my angle at this. So let's say on the call today you go, I'm going to give this a try. And then you sign up. And then Monday comes and you realize that we were really good at doing sales presentations but really bad at putting together training programs. Then you can quit. So we're looking at this as we're making a huge obligation to having the best training program out there and to bring results. And if we're not, the last thing we want is a contract that says you have to keep paying us. We plan on earning your monthly subscription every single month, providing value every single month. And if we're not, then please quit, because we're doing a horrible job.
Okay. Let's see. How many people are currently enrolled in this program, and how many are in the inner circle?
Yeah, I'll take a crack. We're in the double digits, in the 20s right now. Again, we just did a soft launch. We're not setting an upper limit right now. We think that's kind of a crummy marketing program. We'll just bring more resources till we do. The You Can Do Inner Circle has, Don, you can answer that. How many people are in that?
103
Okay.
at the moment.
103 people in there paying $97 a month.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be possible to talk to anyone one-on-one to learn which program might be right for me? For example, maybe the one-on-one consulting may be better for a shorter period of time.
Yes. My email address is terry@boomsocial.net, and I will make the time very short order. I mean, I will talk to you tonight if you really want to talk tonight. I'll talk to you over the weekend. Just give me a rough idea of what would be good for you. One-on-one on my cell phone, just giving it to you straight. I'll also be happy to show you examples of things. You know, what do we do? How do you do this type of stuff? And yeah, if you're ready for the Igniter program, but I got to tell you, we don't just let anybody into that program. Yes. We don't care about the money. We actually have a cap on the number of people we let in that program. If it's a fit for you, then great. So it's more of a two-way interview to make sure it's a fit. And if it is, great. Come on, let's do it.
And that one is a 12-month dedicated program.
It is. It's also $17,500, $2,500 up front, and $1,363 a month. So that's where we really, you know, if you really want to go for it, then you get one-on-one personal attention. Kim, me, we won't get into a whole presentation on what that is, but that is forget industry, world-leading coaching program that we take very, very seriously. So, and we only create success stories in that. It's 100% of the time. That's what we do.
Let's see. I think we answered. It's looking like I answered all of them. Did I miss anybody, guys? Oh, she left, so I'm not going to worry about that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. Oh, we're finding an error on the website. So let's give you guys the website address again.
Can you just type that in so they can click on the link?
And that's what I'm trying to do. It's
okay.
KimGar/.
Actually, let me just do that since I probably know it and can do it faster.
They're saying they're getting an error.
I checked it earlier. It should be good, but let me see. Yeah, it comes right up for me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a browser or a,
Well, if you continue to have problems, let us know, okay? It comes.
You can send me an email at dawn@boomsocial.net, and I will send you a direct
Yeah,
link.
It's coming right up for me.
okay, yeah, just get a hold of Don and we'll send you a direct link on that.
And again, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your afternoon to come and join us and listen in to see what we have in store. We're excited about it. This is something that's basically we did because we listened. We heard that there was a need for an entry level or a base, not necessarily entry level, because some people may not be entry level when they come into this program, but a price point that people can afford and still get some assistance. That's really why we decided to do this program. Any last words, Terry?
You know what? Ball's in your court. We would love to be part of helping you fulfill your dreams. And that's really what we're all about. So we'd love for you to join us. Absolutely.
Have a great evening, guys. If you have any questions that you didn't think of asking, don't hesitate to ask. Reach out to us. You can come to the fan page if you want. You know, whatever way that you know that you can get a hold of us, no worries. We will be happy to have and entertain any questions that you come up with. All right. Take care, guys. Have a great evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.